Hey, so this is going to be quite an in-depth analysis about each series, so beware of heavy spoilers for Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, but spoilers only for the anime of Hell's Paradise. I'll be talking about both the anime and manga for each series, for example, fight, story, art, etc. And without further ado, let's get started. First, let's talk about Chainsaw Man. Let's start off by talking about the anime. It has one season of 12 episodes released, right, with a movie announced. So far, the anime has adapted about the first 40 chapters or so. It adapted everything up to the Bomb Girl arc, which is what the movie, when released, will cover. The anime has an average score of 8.48 on my anime list, which makes it the top 148 rated anime. Popularity-wise, this is 70th most popular on my anime list. Despite that, the Blu-ray sales were pretty bad. Despite that, the MAPPA CEO said that it was still a financial success, and he had a lot of hope for the franchise left for the future. The anime got a lot of hate in Japan for being too far off from the original source. What they meant by that was basically that the manga was dark and gritty, but the anime had like a movie-like feel, which I thought was incredible, and I thought a lot of people agreed. Now, let's focus on the manga a little more. Story-wise, it's not the best I've read, but I'll be damned if it's not enjoyable. The MC is a cool dude, which you can in some way or another relate to. Now, art-wise, there is a big difference between part 1 and 2, but I won't go into that right now, as you've probably heard that already a million times by now. Chainsaw Man has some awesome fights. My favorites being, of course, the fights with the Primal Devils, also the Reize fight, Katana Man fight, and most importantly, the Makima fight. That fight was incredible. And if I may, I want to say a theory of mine. This has spoilers of the newest chapters of Chainsaw Man, so skip to here if you want to avoid being spoiled. I think the appearance of the real Chainsaw Man causes parts for us to end sooner. Like, he doesn't erase parts, but more like ends them, if you understand what I'm trying to say. This happened with part 1, where soon after the real Chainsaw Man appeared. And since we know part 2 is ending soon, and with the appearance of the real Chainsaw Man, I think my theory may have some reason behind it. Anyways, let's move on to the next series. Next up, I want to talk about Hell's Paradise. I'm sorry, I won't be able to talk about the manga much, so this will be considerably shorter than the Chainsaw Man segment. Now, despite what I just said, I have read volume 1 of Hell's Paradise physically, and I have to say, the artwork is incredible. The pacing is also very, very good. That's pretty much all I can say about the manga. Now moving on to the anime. When I was watching this for the first time, I honestly didn't see the animation getting much worse. Only after someone showed the difference to me, I realized the fact. The first 3 episodes were magnificent, and after that, it progressively got worse. Not that it was bad at the end, just compared to the first 3 episodes and Chainsaw Man and JJK adaptations, it really didn't feel like the last Dark Trio member getting what it deserved. Story-wise, I can't really say much, but it felt like there was a bunch of potential. But because it only has 1 season, with a season 2 on its way, we don't exactly know much. And from what we've seen, it's pretty good, I suppose. Fights-wise, I think the 2 standout fights were Gabimaru versus the Goddess. The other one really isn't as good, but impact-wise at least, it is somewhat on that same level, for me at least. It's one of the Executioner family members trying to slow down another god, failing, but barely letting the others escape, essentially sacrificing himself. Alright, sorry the segment is so much shorter, I don't have anything else to talk about. And finally, moving on to Jujutsu Kaisen. The manga just ended, so there's a lot to talk about. Let's start with the anime again. I thought Jujutsu Kaisen was pretty good, until I sort of fell in love with the series during the versus Mahito arc. I loved seeing Mahito getting his ass beat. The Kyoto Goodwill arc was incredible, the animation was top notch, and I think it won even awards. The movie was also really good, but it had some controversy because it was reportedly made in just 4 months, which in comparison, most movies are made in 1.5 to 2 years. But that was sort of a small controversy compared to season 2. So let's talk about that right now. Let's start the season 2 of the anime on a good note. The hidden inventory arc was beautifully animated and was amazing story-wise. It also introduced my second favorite character in the series, Toji, and this arc also made Geto my third favorite. After the hidden inventory, there was a 3-week hiatus. For the Japanese readers, every week had a recap. First of the movie, then season 1, and then third was so far what we've seen in season 2. Then there was the Mekamaru fight, which was gorgeous. I was really happy to know that the same staff was going to be making the rest of the season. Until I think right after that fight ended, then I think half of the staff left, and the production was an absolute mess after that. So many controversies every week, and just about the horrendous schedule that animators were put through, which was accompanied by this animator posting this drawing, which went mega viral. On one hand, I was loving the season. story-wise, action-wise, animation-wise. But on the other hand, there were these animators that were being put through hell just to make some stupid anime episode. I say stupid as in a comparison for the time, sweat, tears, blood, effort, and maybe even lives. And even after all that, apparently episode 14 / the Mahoraga fight was only 30% complete to a director. It was fixed in the Blu-ray, but still, it's very easy to point fingers at who's at fault, but I think no one is exactly at fault. If I had to say what is, then I'd say that it was the bad planning, even with the 3-week hiatus to continue working on the anime between Shibuya and Hidden Inventory, it wasn't nearly enough. Maybe it was the animators who left midway, making it much harder for the ones that stayed, or maybe it was the CEO. If they had just waited until the next season, aka October, to air it, none of these problems would have arose. I saw another YouTuber explaining this controversy by saying that for every good thing that MAPPA does, it seems that there's 2 controversies right around the corner. Probably. Alright, that's enough about the anime. Moving on to the manga. The manga had a much rougher start compared to the anime, but it was still good nonetheless. But I'd like to talk about after the anime. I personally enjoyed the Culling game so much more than Shibuya. Maybe it's because it wasn't pain after pain, but that's just a theory. But before the Culling games, there was an arc called Perfect Preparation. In this arc, the Zenin clan got wiped out apart from Megumi and Maki, and the other thing was getting Hakari to join the Culling. Then the Culling game started, which was an incredible arc. I don't think I have to tell you. There was the Higuruma and Kashimo introduction, and then there's their fights. There's the Yuta fight against Ryo and 2 other characters. Then there's the Blood, Sweat, and Oil arc, which I loved, but Yuki died, which was bullshit. Then there was Gojo getting unsealed, and a bit later, the Gojo Sukuna fight started, and I think Gojo should have won this, but that's besides the point. Then Sukuna starts this insane gauntlet, and I think it should have ended at either Gojo, Higuruma, Yuta, the first round, or Yuji at the end, which I suppose it did. Then fucking Nobara comes back, which I think is complete bullshit as well. But whatever. Sukuna actually dies, and then there's the somewhat controversial ending, which I didn't exactly like, but it wasn't horrible. And that's it. If I had to rank them based on my enjoyment, it would probably be Jujutsu Kaisen at first, Hell's Paradise at second, and Chainsaw Man at third. Yes, Hell's Paradise above Chainsaw Man. But that's just my taste though. Alright, that's it for me. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. I've set a goal of posting every single Monday, and I've been doing it for more than 3 months now, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I hope you have a good day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!